Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily News Quiz Analysis for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 13th March today, and in this video we are going to solve some important questions which can be very much relevant for your preparation. Before we'll start our discussion, I would like to give you the brief introduction about this initiative so that if you are new to our channel, you will get more connected with us. I will be very much brief in it. Basically, in this video, we are going to discuss three types of questions, and these questions would be taken from three different sources. Depending on it, the first set of questions which we are going to solve here would be taken from the current affairs. What we are going to do here? We'll take up the most important articles from the newspapers. We'll try to break them down into the simplest language possible, and we'll try to derive the possible prelims questions from those particular articles so that it will give the idea which part of the newspaper is important for you, what should be your approach when you are reading these news articles, and how you can expect a possible prelims question from these particular topics. This is what we are going to do in the first phase of our discussion. After solving questions with respect to current affairs, we will shift our approach to the another part. Here we will discuss questions from the static portion. Currently we are discussing Indian polity, and in Indian polity we are discussing the Parliament of India, and in Parliament of India we are discussing Raj Sabha. Today we are going to discuss a concept related to Raj Sabha and derive a possible prelims question from that particular topic so that it will give the idea how actually a question can be asked in the exam. After solving questions with respect to current affairs and the static part, we will shift our approach to the last part of our discussion. Here we will solve questions from the previous year question book. To me, this is the most important part because in here we will learn what is the vocabulary used by UPSC for framing your papers over the years. What are the different trends they follow for framing your papers, and what can be the different methods which we can implement in the exam if we don't have the proper knowledge and solve the question perfectly, and also how we can implement this knowledge in the upcoming exam. This is all we are going to learn in this session. So this is in a nutshell about this video what we are going to do here. Now with this let us start our introduction, but before that I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel. When you subscribe us, it motivates us to work more hard on these important topics and provide you the best information, and also it is a kind of acknowledgement from your side to our work. So please do subscribe us, do share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative, and please do write in the comments what else should we bring for you. So with this, let's have a look at the first question which we had brought today. As here on the screen you can see, the question is basically about the form 17C. So before going to the context of this question, why we brought this question, how we reached to this question, we will first solve the question, then we will discuss all that stuff. Here the question says, with reference to form 17C used during the conduct of elections in India, consider the following statements. So here we need to have the basic information about the form 17C because it is often in the news. It is often mentioned in the news and we need to know about it. So let's discuss it. Let us see what are its what are its functions, what are its characteristics. So first statement, it contains the record of the total number of votes polled at a polling station, 100% correct. It contains the record of total number of votes polled at the polling stations, or a total number of electors, or a total number of votes polled, or a total or the number of people who refused to vote. It contains all that stuff, and also it contains the identification number of the electronic voting machine. So first statement is 100% correct, nothing wrong with this statement. Second statement, it says it is mandated by the Election Commission of India to be publicly displayed on their official website immediately after the conclusion of the polling. This is totally incorrect because this is the point of contention between the Election Commission of India and many political parties, that this record should be displayed to the public. It should be available to the public. It should be available to everyone, but it is not so. So the second statement is incorrect. So if let's apply now the elimination method here. We understood that second statement is incorrect. We can eliminate option B, we can eliminate option C, and we can eliminate option D. We are left with option A only, that is 1 and 3 only. So in this way, this is how we solve the questions in exam. This is how we should solve the questions in exam. After reading the statement, Well, when we find it, when we understand that the statement is correct or incorrect, then only we should go to the options side and look at the options which is the most suitable. This is how we should solve the questions in the exam. Now let's come to the third statement. It says copies of Form 17C are shared with the polling agents present at the polling station. 100% correct. You know, we discussed in the second statement that it is not available to the public. It is not published on the official website, but indeed it is given to the it is given to the polling agents of the political parties who are there. It is given to them, it is shared with them. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is statement 1 and statement 3 only. So with this, I hope you had understood the basic function of the form 17C. Now you may ask me a question, sir, we understood the question here. Now what is the reason why we discussed this question? Because there was it was very much important for us to understand it, because there was discussion over many issues in the news article today. As we saw in the newspaper, as it is, Election Commission of India has invited all political parties for the meeting, and it has been appreciated by the Hindu itself that it is a good move that Election Commission of India has invited all political parties, and they are going to meet. In this meeting they might discuss various issues which are often raised over the Election Commission of India. For example, same for example, identity photo identity card issue, election, voter identity card issue, which we have discussed in our earlier classes, that same identity number for different voters, and how it can be solved by linking it with Aadhaar card, and how it further raises concerns when it is linked with the Aadhaar card. So different issues would be sorted out. And also problems with electoral reforms, more people are getting added. For example, we saw in Maharashtra how 40 lakh people got added into the electoral rolls, and that was the concern which was raised by opposition political parties. That would be discussed, what are various issues. And also the problems with the form 17C, it should be shared with other people also. And also problems with electronic voting machine, that randomly electronic voting machine should be selected and all the slips should be counted. Those issues would be discussed in this meeting. So that is why this is news. And here this form 17C was the mention, it got the attraction from many people, and so this question can be asked in the exam. So please do remember what this form 17C is about. Now with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is with respect to the Balochistan region. You might have got it after seeing this word Balochistan region. Why it is in news? Because of the hijacking of railway, and now that is all fine. All the terrorists were killed, and all the hostages were freed, but few, I guess dozen of them died. So here it becomes important for us to know about what is about the Balochistan. What are the countries which are involved in it, in the tension with respect to the Balochistan? What are the countries which are involved in it? That is what is important here. So that we will understand through this question. If you will go few months back, you would have heard that how Iran attacked Pakistan region, and they attacked majorly in the Balochistan region, and their target was Jaish al-Adl, who wanted the region of Balochistan, which is in Iran, that should be liberated from Iran and it should be added to Pakistan region. And this Balochistan has it is a region with Afghanistan also, so it is shared between these countries. Now with this, let's solve the question here and understand more about it. Here the question says the Balochistan region, due to its geographical location and ethnic composition, has implications for the sovereignty and stability of multiple nations. 100% correct. In this context, consider the following countries. Countries are Afghanistan, Iran, India, and China. Which of the countries listed above share a significant geopolitical stake in the Balochistan region? 100% Afghanistan shares, Iran shares, and I guess I should have added Pakistan here, which I had not. It is Pakistan. So with respect to this, it is China also shares. It is a stake in in Balochistan, because of the the corridor, China Pakistan economic corridor, and because of that corridor, and also the Gwadar port on lease to China, there has been Chinese companies in Gwadar port in Balochistan had been targeted by the Balochistan Liberation Army there. So the countries which are directly involved are Afghanistan, Iran, China, and Pakistan. India is not directly involved, but often Pakistan raises concern that India is the insurgency, what is happening in Balochistan, it is because of India, but we are not directly involved in it. So with respect to this question, the correct answer would be option 1, option 2, and option 4. And also, if we the another country which is involved, that is Pakistan. So I hope with this you had got the basic understanding about what are the countries which are involved in it, how China is involved, how India is involved, and we know that how Afghanistan, Iran, and Pakistan are involved in it. So this the Baloch Liberation Army who had attacked that, who had hijacked that train, they actually, this Balochistan Liberation Army, they want to liberate Balochistan from Pakistan and develop a separate independent country here. And they had been targeted by the Pakistan's army from the time they had originated, they had started demanding this independence. So this is in a nutshell you need to know about this issue here. So with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is with respect to the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. You may ask me a question here, sir. There was no proper discussion over this scheme. No money was added, or no budgetary cut was on with respect to this scheme. Why we had discussed it? Why we are discussing this? Basically, there was a discussion over the resolving the fishing issues between India and there was discussion in the newspaper which talked about the resolving fishing issues between India and Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka government, they had often blamed that Indian fishermen enter their waters and they fish there, and it in a way impacts the livelihood of the people, livelihood of the fishermen of Sri Lanka. And one of the major, major thing which Indians do, their Indian fishermen do, they go for the bottom trawling. They have those machines which can afford bottom trawling, and usually the fishermen from Indian side are richer as compared to the fishermen from Sri Lankan side. So they afford these machines and they go for the bottom trawling, which does impact the marine ecosystem, that which does impact the livelihood of the fishermen of the Sri Lanka. So with respect to this, the Sri Lankan minister, he in a way raised the concern that both the fishermen from the Sri Lanka or Indian side, they should not go into each other's waters. So they should not go for that. And also there was discussion over, with respect to this, there was discussion over ecological economic zone. That this economic zone, it should not be, it should not be crossed by the other countries. That means India should not go into the economic zone of the ecological economic zone of the Sri Lanka, and so does apply to the India. So with respect to this, there were various issues raised. For example, the issue of the Kacha Island, that was discussed also, which I suppose that how that can be used by the Indian fishermen once it was given to the Sri Lanka in 1974. That Indian fishermen can rest there, but they cannot fish there. So these are various issues, and with respect to this, there was the solution was also given by the author here. What was the solution? The solution was that the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, this scheme under which almost 20,050 crore grants are given, and also the another scheme, Park Bay Deep Sea Fishing Scheme, they should be integrated, and in this way it should be provided for in this way, the Park Bay Deep Sea Fishing Scheme and the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana scheme, they should be integrated, and they should help in developing the livelihood of the Indian fishermen. So this is in a nutshell why we had brought this question here. Now let's solve the question and get the idea. Here the question says, with reference to the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, consider the following statement. First statement, the scheme aims to double fish exports by 2024-25, 100% correct. By 2024-25, its aim is to develop the fish exports. Second statement, the scheme focuses on both marine and inland fisheries, 100% correct. It was launched as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package, 100% correct. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana encompasses development of fisheries infrastructure and water welfare schemes for fishermen, 100% correct. So with respect to this question, how many of the following statements given above are correct? All the four are correct. So with this, I hope you had understood the question as well as the reason why we had discussed this question. Now with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is with respect to thalassemia, a disease. Why it is in news, because the Andhra Pradesh government has decided to give the is considering to give the pension to all the thalassemia patients. The Andhra AP government is considering to give the pensions to all the thalassemia patients. So here let's solve the question, understand about the thalassemia, what it is. In this body will have less hemoglobin. It is the issue with hemoglobin. So let's discuss this question. The question says, with reference to thalassemia, consider the following statements. First statement: thalassemia is a hereditary blood disorder characterized by abnormal hemoglobin production. 100% correct. It is the hereditary blood disorder characterized by abnormal hemoglobin production. Second statement: beta thalassemia measure the most severe form requires regular blood transfusions. 100% correct. Please remember that. You don't have to become the doctors here, but please remember the important points related to them. Then the third statement, it says genetic counseling and perinatal diagnosis are important strategies for preventing the transmission of thalassemia. 100% correct. Fourth statement, thalassemia primarily affects population of European descent. No, Mediterranean descent, South Asia and all that stuff, not European. So fourth statement is incorrect. So with respect to this, the proper answer to this question would be option A. That is option 1, option 2 and option 3 are the correct statements. So with this, I hope you had understood the question and also the context of the question. Now with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is with respect to the mission Amrit Sarovar. With reference to mission Amrit Sarovar, consider the following statements. Why we have discussed this question? Because Indian Railways, by the help under this mission Amrit Sarovar, are going to dig ponds. Under Indian Railways are going to dig ponds under under this government mission Amrit Sarovar. That's why it is news. So let's see what does Amrit Sarovar is about. Here the question says, with reference to mission Amrit Sarovar, consider the following statements. First statement: the mission aims to develop and regenerate 50,000 Amrit Sarovars in each district of the country. Overall, in each district of the country, it is basically talking about overall in the country 50,000 Amrit Sarovars in each district of the country, not in the district only but overall how many districts are in the country, to develop and regenerate 50,000 Amrit Sarovars. 100% correct. Second, per district it would be almost 75 Amrit Sarovar. So 100% correct. Second statement, it is a collaborative effort involving various ministries, including Ministry of Rural Development and the Ministry of Jal Shakti. 100% correct. Nothing wrong with the statement. Third statement, the mission primarily focuses on enhancing groundwater recharge and water conservation. 100% correct. Fourth statement, the mission is exclusively funded by the central government with no state or local government participation. Totally incorrect. It is the participation from state and local governments is also there. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3 only, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option C. With this, we complete today's discussion with respect to questions from the current affairs. I hope you had understood every question here. With this, I hope I did not confuse you. If there is any confusion, please do write in the comments. We will try our best to clear that out. So with this, let's move to the another part where we will solve the question from the static portion. Here, as you know, we are discussing the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Today we are going to discuss pinpoint. We are going to point out few powers of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha here. So let's solve this question. Let's understand that through this question. Here the question says, regarding the powers and functions of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, consider the following statements. First statement, the chairman has the power to decide whether a bill is money bill or not. This is totally incorrect. It is not the chairman, it is the speaker of the Lok Sabha who has the power to decide whether a bill is a money bill or not. So first statement is incorrect. When first statement is incorrect, we can eliminate option 1 and option A and option C. Now let's have a look at the second statement. The chairman can allow a member of the house to raise a point of order. 100% correct. Third statement, the chairman presides over the joint sitting of the both houses of the parliament. Totally incorrect. It is the speaker who presides over the joint sitting of the both the houses of the parliament, not the chairman. So third statement is also incorrect. We can eliminate option D. Now we are left with option B, which is 2 and 4 only. Let's have a look at the fourth statement. The chairman can cast a deciding vote in case of a tie in the Rajya Sabha. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement B, that is 2 and 4 only. With this, I hope you had understood basic information about the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. We are discussing it from last few classes now. Now with this, let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought from the previous year question book today. Here today's question is with respect to this was asked basically in 2003, so please remember the date. This question was asked in 2003, and the question says which one of the following countries is landlocked. So here we have to find out which country is landlocked. Is it Bolivia, Peru, Suriname, or Uruguay? It is definitely Bolivia, which is landlocked. The correct answer to this is Bolivia. So with this, we complete our today's discussion. This Bolivia, it is in South America. We should know South America, and the countries which surround it are Peru, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, and Paraguay. So these are the countries which surround it. So with this, we complete today's discussion. I hope you would have liked the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and I definitely hope you would subscribe the channel. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.